but he didn't just change and just play 100 yards off the rest of the game either. He still kept he still was competitive, still challenged the guys at the line, and must have made a couple adjustments because I didn't feel like they got him again.
That series you mentioned, not only was there that long play, but there was also the pass interference in the end zone, and they got no points out of that. So a real plus for your defense at that point in the game.
Yeah, they were huge, and I mean, there's. They thought they did a good job not giving them too many freebies. It's always a challenge when you got a running quarterback and you got their receivers who are threats always on screens and bubbles and stuff. They broke us down on that last drive, him escaping the pocket. I want to say on all three of those plays and then getting the personal foul right by their sideline right there. But the resilience of the D was great.
Did you make a conscious decision early in the game to just let Jimmy just keep playing to kind of work out his problems on his own?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see a ton of problems from him. I know there was a couple throws that were off. I can't see all those screens. I didn't know if they were bad throws or not. Still expect our guys to catch those, but I think our whole offense had to. I felt like that was the case for all 11 guys a little bit, not just Jimmy. They were playing some soft zones where there's some space, but it's tough to get the big one, and it's tough to get past that front five. When you negate your run game like they did early, puts a lot of pressure on these guys, but for them to go through that, not turn it over at all, and just being patient and letting our defense kind of settle down and not give up too many points, I thought it was a really, really good team victory. Yeah, I mean, it's the same as, I know this is only our second game, but it's same as always. I thought about a couple of situations and stuff, but went a different direction. It's kind of just like any other play call.
How important is Jimmy Garoppolo's linebacker mentality when you need to ask him to go in there and go for it with short yardage runs?
He gives me a lot of confidence in those. He's never been stopped on one. So I think the only time he did was when he false started. So I think he was 11-11 before today. So. Yeah, I mean, I know he is. I've been around him long enough. Jimmy is real good at that stuff. He's real competitive. I mean, he made a hell of a play. I want to say it was might have been 3rd and 2 where we didn't get the guys open and he ran around and ran and moved the chains. I think there ended up being a penalty on them also in that play. But no, Jimmy, he's a football player. Yeah, just how soft they were. It's hard to get by those guys, and when you got real soft coverages with a really good pass rush, they're giving it to you. And I thought we had some good ones. It always, we're finding out it's a little bit harder because guys can't throw on screens. They're taking out that rule to show you can't cut block on screens, so it's very hard for those guys to block people. So I'm thinking as many yards as we would have liked on them, but they were there throughout the game. I mean, that's what you have to do to be a good football team. I mean, each week is a totally different week and a totally different story, and in all three phases. And to have that win that we were real proud of versus Detroit. I know those last 2 minutes we weren't. To lose a couple guys and go spend the week away down at the Greenbrier. I was just happy we fought together and come out, and you'd love for this one to be easier, but we found a way to get a really tough win. And going on these back-to-back road trips, I think we've won the last 6 of them. And they're not easy. The guys, you go through some ups and downs and want to get home, but I'm really happy winning both of these 2, and we got to make sure that we don't have a let-up coming back, because I think we have done that a little bit in the past after being on the road twice. You remind the guys we'll get some rest these next 2 days, but you can't let up after that.
I know Mitchell did come back in the game, but you seem to indicate maybe that is possibly serious injury, and do you know the severity of Hasty's ankle injury?
I don't know Hasty's severity of it. I mean, he said he was good enough to come back in, so that's when you think it's a stinger. But until you have time to go get an MRI and stuff like that, you never know. But, yeah, hoping it was just a stinger. Usually feel good about that when the way he was talking and the way he was able to come back in the game. But it was a really good job by Trenton. He's only been here, I think, since Wednesday, and we dressed him to really help us out on special teams today. From what I saw, I think he did a hell of a job, and we weren't expecting him to go in at running back. But I think he did go in for a couple carries, and we're just glad he knew what to do. From what I saw, he was great. I mean, him and Tard deep. I mean, they took some shots on both of those guys. I know they took them on the corners too. They made some great plays down the field against some very fast and skilled receivers. When that ball is that high and that far, Usually the receivers got some better ball skills than the safeties, but I thought our guys didn't panic. They had the speed to get that back there and not get the PI, and saved us on a number of plays.
On their fourth goal play, I can't imagine that you guys game plan for that specific play that they ran, but you didn't seem to be too quiet. Is that something that, Kinlaw was alerted to, that they could try something like that down there?
I mean, the way this league works, you got to be alert to every single play. It really doesn't matter if they run it, When stuff works in this league, you're going to see it a bunch the next week with how everyone's connected with the computers and stuff, what we can watch. So I think that was the Philly special Super Bowl play, and since people have done that, you got to be ready for it every week.
You mentioned that Nick Bosa never complains about being home. Is it frustrating for you to watch that happen throughout the game?
Yeah, it's always frustrating. It's tough, but sometimes it happens worse than others. But I didn't really get a chance to see it all today, so I don't know how bad it was. But I'll see when I'm on the plane.
Take 3 more. How big was that drive at the end of the first half? Just to get momentum going into halftime, your offense had kind of been in a rut most of the half, just to kind of get that long drive and kind of get the monkey off your back.
Oh, it was huge. I mean, starting out the way we did, it gets tougher and tougher the more you can't loosen guys up. And then to start back on I think it was our 3-yard line. Definitely doesn't make things easier, but we had a couple key third downs. I think that was the one that I think Ayuk made a hell of a catch on 3rd and 3. I think it was that drive. The ball was a little bit high, and he made it and just kept the chains moving. And, when you haven't done anything, not much throughout the whole game, I'd guess we probably had, 35 yards total at that time at the most. And then to get 97 on one drive definitely sends you into the locker room, especially with having a lead at the time, feeling a lot better.
Now you mentioned it was unbelievable that you were up 7-3 at halftime.
What's that?
Use the word unbelievable to say you were up 7-3 at halftime. It's unbelievable. You've been doing this for a while. Do you recall other games when you were, dominated in some ways so much in the first half and had the lead?
Yeah, I mean, 97-yard drive, I want to throw the word dominated with it, So we got, yeah, but it's a whole half, so I'm going to count all of it. Yeah, they're a physical team. It's tough. I mean, it's no panic or anything, but you know how hard it is. And, they got us in a couple runs early on that starts way in our backfield. And, I think we had a chance to move the chains if we could execute a couple of those screens, but we're just off. And fortunately, our defense held tight. And, when they give up a big go route that's going to give them about a 96-yard drive, that feeling gets going like, oh, my gosh, what's happening? But you just keep playing. It's one play at a time, and I thought everyone did that. And when you do that and you do it the right way and you don't turn it over, and you look at that scoreboard and it's not how it feels. And I think that's because of, the character of the guys and how hard they did and that they didn't let anything affect them.
Say one more. We're good.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Sorry. I don't know if we're sponsored by Dasani or not. Who knows?
How do you enjoy those quarterback sneaks?
Really cool for our offense to be able to get the a couple yards there. It doesn't help your average much, but it's a productive run, and I think it really made a big difference in the game.
What's the key to pulling off a good quarterback sneak?
I will not tell you because hopefully we can do it more.
From your perspective, why was it so difficult to get started?
To get started today, I mean, they're just a very talented front. They did a lot to, try to take away what we wanted to do. They showed a different front than what they had previously, and it just took a while. And then we just need to make plays. I think there was a thing here or there, a guy here and there, and you had to have all 11 on the same page, being productive to really get the offense going. I mean, same guy as always. I assume you mean the QB sneak? Yeah. I mean, he's just same guy as always. He's like, all right, guys, let's get this one. I mean, that's about it. I mean, you could say that on just every play, really.
Is it difficult when you think you scored a touchdown, you're celebrating and you go to the sideline, and then you have to go back on for a short yardage play?
It's not what you want to do. I know, I thought we had it. Disappointed to have to, come back out there, but I got to the sideline and realized, we haven't kicked it yet. I should maybe be ready for the review because it was a close call. You just have to be ready, and I think we did a good job of responding to, not the news you wanted.
Does anybody say anything about just kind of refocus, or does it need to be said?
it's really boring in the huddle. It's really the same thing all the time. All right, here we go. Let's go, guys. You know, big play here. You know, like, it's just that repeated endlessly, and you just keep going.
Does it get curious in the huddle when you keep having a different running back in there? Going out through 5 now this season?
Yeah, not what you want, but I mean, good job stepping up. You'd love everyone to stay healthy and in the game, but it's kind of one of those things in the league where it's the next man up.
How do you feel with this stuff? You know, you're 2-0 on the road. Neither game has been particularly pretty, but I assume it has been a pretty great road trip for you.
Definitely a lot we can learn from each game. I think a really pretty game is very hard to do. I mean, the opposing teams are always really good. This league is really competitive. So you just got to savor the wins and just get back in the books and keep working hard.
A couple more, please. You describe the difference going into the locker room this week or today as opposed to last week.
I think it was more excited today. Last week, I think Detroit game, I think we felt like we barely squeaked one out. This game, I think we really stepped up and made some plays and really did a good job of finishing out strong.
Last one. Based on the way that first half went, you come in the locker room and you're leading 7-3. Was that, I don't know, surprising? Did you feel really fortunate?
I think every time you go in the locker room at halftime, you have to know that there's a lot of game left and you can't be comfortable. So, I mean, definitely great job of responding and getting points at the 2 minute at the end of the half. It's something we work on a lot. But you have to never let up. And I think it's one of the things we learned from the Detroit game that doesn't matter what the score is. You have to keep the pedal on.
Thank you, Alex.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Sorry.
With your performance last week, was that better?
Definitely better, yeah. I thought I rushed better. I think every week will get better. Just getting used to the flow of the game and setting things up and just being smart with my rushes and not showing everything too early. And, yeah, I'm definitely happier with that day of rushing.
How big was that fourth down stop late in the half? And were you guys, I mean, they ran a trick play, obviously. You couldn't be ready for that specific play, but is it something you guys work on being ready for, unorthodox plays like the one they tried to run?
Everybody has a job, and when you do your job, everything should be covered up. And we did an amazing job on just sticking with it and not giving up easy points there. And in a game like that, it's huge, and it was the difference.
How about just made aware at all of the Super Bowl in February of 18? Different coaching staff and all, but it's basically the same play they ran to win that game. Were you guys made aware of that at all?
No.
How about just the psychological advantage of that, giving up that long play and then a pass interference in the end zone and to get no points out of that drive? That was a real lift for the defense.
That was huge, yeah. Yeah, I mean, couldn't have been a bigger. I mean, when I saw that bomb, I was ready to run off the field. I thought he was gone, and then I think Kowalski ran him down, or somebody got him down, and jogged our way down there, and just hung tough. And it was biggest sequence of the game for sure.
How much of a boost do you guys get from starting on the road 2-0, then go a long road trip? Now, how much of a boost do you think this gives your team the rest of the way?
It's huge. I've only had 1 year, really, that I played in, and it's just the games like this where you find a way and you get a win before you head back home on a away trip, and that's what propels you to a great season, I think. And hopefully that's the case. We're going to keep on working.
You feel better than you did last week, but how do you feel compared to 2 years ago? I mean, can you put a percentage on where you are physically?
Physically, I mean, I feel similar. I definitely feel good. I think I'm moving well. Any game on grass is better. Feels better for everybody. Yeah, I feel good.
Kyle said you never really get upset or you never complain about guys holding you in games or whatever. Is that something that goes through your head? Is it something that you just kind of know it's going to happen?
I mean, it definitely happens pretty often, but I'm just so focused on getting to the quarterback that I just think I'm getting blocked when I'm getting held. So I'm just trying to get to the quarterback, and that's my main focus. So I can't even tell unless it's like a blatant situation where they're pulling on me when I've won the rush already. But yeah, I'm just focused on. I rarely like sell anything to the ref because I'm not thinking about it.
Last one, guys.
Seemed like there were quite a few of those today, any more than
Yeah, a lot of chips. I just don't understand how a D lineman could get blindsided in a rush, and that's a penalty in any other situation on the field, but just got to be more aware.
All right, thanks, Nick. Got
Thank
the
you.
for you.
It's bright. How are you guys today?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good.
Just winning this game after all you guys have been through in the last, 10 days, being on the road. How does this feel? Can you use this as kind of a stepping stone to bigger and better things?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're on the road for 10 days, it's a lot, on guys mentally and physically. You're not in your routine. You're not at your home place. Your own practice facilities, your own meeting room, stuff like that. So you get a little bit out of your routine, and it's just on our coaching staff, on our trainers, our strength coaches, and on these players of just being able to stay in that routine and be able to stay focused on 10 days away. You're at a resort in West Virginia. And you're just away from your families, you're away from, like I said, your routines. And to be able to come into Philly against a team that has a fantastic defense and a lot of weapons on offense, and to grind it out in a grimy, dirty game like that and get the dub, you got to have wins like that under your belt if you want to expect to have a good season.
To win that way and then win a vastly different way last week, what does that mean? How you
You just got to learn how to win football games. Winning in the NFL is very difficult. It's hard. And anytime you can get a win on the road, it's a big deal. I'm excited to go home, this weekend, Sunday Night Football. It's going to be awesome. But when you can get those wins on the road, like I said, they're grimy, a lot of grit. I think we average like 3.4 yards a carry and 38 runs. You got to love it. It's a whole team win. And before I continue, I got to give a shout out to our special teams. Mitch with 3 punch inside the 20, 2 inside the 10. That's pretty elite right there. He's incredible. I know our gunners played well. We had a guy we just signed this week, Trent, who had a tackle inside the 20 on a kickoff that just got our guys going. And I think Kinlaw had a blocked field goal, right? That was him. I mean, we had 0 turnovers on the day, and then he has that, which is the big change in the game. So our special team, shout out to Coach Hightower for just keeping those boys prepped, because that was huge for us. That was a game changer.
Do you appreciate Jimmy Garoppolo's linebacker mentality when he's going to take the ball and sneak it on the line?
Oh, I love quarterback sneaks. That's awesome for 2 reasons. 1, I can't really mess the play up. That's awesome for me. 2, it's a testament to Jimmy, his toughness, and then those guys on the inside, Alex, Lakin, and Dan, just being able to be physical, get that 1 yard, 2 yards, get those touchdowns. I mean, that's awesome. When Jimmy's run the football, I also like it too because he gets sore after the game finally and understands what it's like to be sore. It's like, oh, my shoulder's sore today because I threw the ball so much. No, he got hit and tackled. So I'm glad he's a little sore this week, and he gets to feel what it feels like to be an actual football player.
He was the team's leading rusher at the half.
I love that. Woo! Look at we have a running quarterback, Jimmy G. I love it.
George, coming out of the 2-minute warning, we had an 8-yard catch, captain run, broke a tackle. Brandon Graham got hurt on that play. Did you sense that there was, you guys that addressed was going to be a key point in the game, possibly, the momentum of the game?
We definitely needed to score on that 2-minute drive. And we had to do something because we were pretty stagnant in the first half. We got a little, some outside zone starting to go a little bit, and that was helpful. But, I think our offense got a little bit going after that because, 2 plays later, Debo had his long one. And then you cap it off with Jauan catching a touchdown wide open. So, it's just, small, consistent steps in the right direction lead to great results. And that's all we're doing, just small, consistent steps down the field, one at a time. And, then finally one play breaks. And, we weren't shooting ourselves in the foot, too bad. We had a couple negative runs here and there. But overall, we were moving the ball forward. And finally something broke because they played really soft in their coverages. And Debo was able to take one almost to the house. So that was awesome.
Kyle said it was kind of unbelievable you guys were leading at halftime based on the way most of that first 2 quarters went. Was that, I don't know if you feel like relieved, I know you earned it, but was it a cool feeling to kind of have all those struggles and still be ahead?
I mean, because it was 3-0, and then they had the touchdown that got called back because he was out of bounds. So we were 10-0, then back to 3-0, then we had a blocked field goal, or it was just a wild, range of emotions, kind of like a roller coaster. But just the fact that we were down 3-0 at the 2-minute warning, we're like, all right, well, we have a chance to go down. We can tie, or we can take the lead going into halftime, and we know they get the ball. So we have to finish this half with the football. We can't give them another chance. And once we scored that touchdown, it was more of a, hey, look, we stopped shooting ourselves in the foot. We can move the ball on these guys. Just got to not hurt ourselves and just make the makeables. And that's what we started doing in the second half. We came out and started running the ball really well, hit those outside zones, and the game took care of itself. We just started making plays.
All right, thanks, George.
Thanks, guys.
What's the key to blocking the field goal?
Well, you gotta have a little vert, you know what I'm saying? So that's always one key. Just get a little push, get your hands up. Height too, that helped too. So low kicks too though.
I forget your combine numbers. What is your vert?
33.
33?
Yeah.
How much did you look at that at the time as a potential big-time momentum switching event?
Like once it happened or before?
Well, at the time, when you did it.
I mean, I didn't really think about it like that. I always be trying to. I always expect to block a field goal, and then good push by DJ Jones on my inside. So that also just let me, just really all I had to do was jump for it. He gave me a good push on that one. So
How did you feel just getting back in there?
I felt excellent. So I want to give a shout out to, the training staff, strength and conditioning staff. Just following the game plan. Overall though, I felt excellent.
You seem to be feeling good in that Friday practice. I mean, was it sort of gradual during the week that you gained a little more confidence each day?
Yeah, I'd say that. Yes, sir. For sure. Definitely.
What does this win mean for you guys after the game last week in Detroit? I don't think there wasn't very much celebrating, it seemed like, after the game last week. What was it like this week?
We had to gut that one out, So it's always fun as a team when you go out and you go in there and gut a win out like that. Shoot, we've been on the road for I don't know how many days now. I feel like three months. But yeah, it's always good when you just go back home, knowing you got to win. Big team win right here.
What did you guys give up the long one and you just brought down and get stopped after that, even after a penalty, and they didn't get any points back? How much of a turning point was that, do you think?
I don't know. I was so in the zone. I really, I don't even know what to say on that one.
Javon, they only scored 3 points, but they were moving the ball decently through the first half. Did you guys figure some things out in the second half?
I think the game plan never changed throughout the whole game. We kept it simple, I just think I think they folded before we did, and I didn't think we was gonna fold at all. So.
With the defensive line is kind of at full strength like this, and Nick Bosa back playing stacking quarterbacks, are you hearing like the offensive linemen making sure they account for Nick's presence when he's out there, and whether they're chipping him?
No, I don't hear it, but I'm sure they on the sideline like, dang, we gotta do something about Bosa. I'm sure they on the sideline like that, but not in the game. So.
Man, it was just unbelievable moment. Just listening what Javon was talking about, I'm just in the moment, and it was just all glory to God. Just thankful just for the opportunity. That's about it.
Offensively, that first half, it seemed like you guys were trying to find some ways to try to do some things. When you guys had to make your runs and make your drives, how key was to be able to find within yourselves as a unit, get those key long drives and get those points to the action?
Well, it meant everything. It was complimentary, just all over the field, from special teams to defense, and then at the end, offense doing what they needed to do. It was just a team win, and just to get out of here just 2-0, man. It means the most to us, and we just like he said, we can't wait to get back to California and do it all over again.
Jauan, were you the number one in that progression on that play?
No, I was not. I was the last progression.
What happened in order for the ball to get to you?
Oh man, Jimmy had to check across the field to the now and to me last. And when I saw the ball, I just knew no one was around me, and it was a walk-in touchdown. And that stemmed from Debo, 40-yard catch right before it. So just all working together, man. I was just so excited to go out there and score for my team.
And what do you do with that football now?
It's gone. I don't know where it's at.
You don't have it?
No, sir.
Let's talk about that.
I'm not really worried about that football as much as I am for the win. What's up?
Seemed like you were breaking inside on that play, and then you realized, I don't have to, I'm all alone out there. Is that sort of what you had going on with Jimmy? You realized that too?
Well, kind of. In that play progression, I just kind of follow everything from the back end. I kind of follow as the last progression, last read, and I was just there at the right place, the right time. Jimmy threw a great ball, and I was able to catch it. And I mean, he threw me in a touchdown. It was open.
You're one of the guys who has a lot of enthusiasm pre-game, during practice. What does it mean you finally get on the field and culminate in this moment?
All this means the most from the very first time that I made the team. It just means everything to me. This is what I wanted to do since I was a kid, and to just go out there and for Kyle and the 49er organization to just have the trust and being able to put me on the field. It means the most to me, and I got to hold that end of my bargain up and not let this team down. Hey.
It's that 2-0 feeling right there.
How are you feeling?
Legendary, as my guy Quan would say.
What was it about this win that kind of made you feel legendary?
Man, the hard ones are always the ones that mean the most. Nothing in this league is easy or given. You got to earn everything. That's what the message was before the game. We knew it was going to be a battle. They're a great team, just like we are. But I think we won in those moments where it mattered. Obviously it's never perfect. We can be so much better, and we're gonna get right back to work when we get back home.
But you mentioned the moments that matter, that sequence where you give up a long ball, Boston runs it down, and you end up getting stopped, even after the penalty there. What did that do for the defense and for the team at large?
That was huge. We still got to look at it, and I'm sure there was a lot of moments that mattered, but that one was really big. We all had the right mindset down there. It doesn't matter if we gave up a big play or not. We can't let them in the paint. They took their chance and tried to go for it on 4th down, and we held up strong.
Greg, you've seen quarterbacks like him, but I'm sure you have nothing but respect for Jalen Hurts from what you saw here.
Absolutely. I had a lot of respect for him going into it. He had a heck of a game last week. Continues to get better and better, and more of the same this game. He had that drive at the end there where he was using his legs to make stuff happen. He made some good throws. I know he's going to be a really good quarterback.
He would have put you guys in kind of no man's land and linebacker.
Yeah, I mean it's tough with guys like him. You just it's going to take a full team, full defense effort. I still got to look at the tape to see some of those plays, but obviously could have had some of those back for sure.
On the 4th down play, you guys didn't seem at all fooled by the gadget play. Was it something that you guys were kind of reminded about, or just why weren't you fooled at all?
That's one of those ones I got to look at. I think they ran a version of Philly special, where they get the quarterback out. They wanted to throw the ball to him. I think from talking with the guys, I think K1 Williams was the guy who grabbed him. That was just one of those ones where we got to just make something happen, and we did.
So much more satisfied about this one than last week's win. Explain your mood.
Well, I mean, it's just like you think about all the work that's put in on the road just to start a season on 2 back-to-back East Coast games, being at the Greenbrier and how hard we work for just to grind for these 2 wins. it's grimy, but those are the ones that, like I said, like those are the ones that mean the most. And don't get me wrong, like there's a ton of things that I wish I had, like a lot of plays back. I'm sure the defense would all say the same. But it's like it's so hard to win in this league, and so when you go home 2-0 and get to go home and have a Sunday night game against a great team, it's a good feeling.
There's a lot of things do not go well in the first half for you guys, defense, offense. And it was the fact that you were up 7-3 at halftime despite all that. Is that something about grit, resilience, just kind of figuring it out?
Yeah, I like the word resilience for sure. Just staying with it. It wasn't our best ball by any means, but yeah, just staying with it and winning in those moments, like I mentioned, and the bend don't break mentality on defense, the offense staying with it, and just really proud of how the guys fought today.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
You gonna be a little sore tomorrow?
From what? No. No, well worth it for the W.
Jimmy, offense at times in the first quarter, things going, but you guys found ways from the second quarter on to those drives. Just think about being able to come up with the drives that you had to, and the points you had to today.
Yeah, I think 290-plus yard drives. It was that defense makes you earn it. Their front's as good as it gets. They get after you, make you earn every yard, and it's just one of those bend don't break type of defenses. So it was a good challenge for us. I thought some guys stepped up. O-line played great. The backs really stepped up. Those guys were battling. Just in the run game, checkdowns, all the little things that they did. It goes a long way. And so I think overall it was a battle out there, but getting the W feels good.
One of those big drives, the next sort of half, what did it do for your mentality, your team's mentality, to be able to go into half with the lead, especially after playing up and down for most of it?
Yeah, I think, coming off what Fred said, it's complimentary football. Just defense had a huge goal line stand right there. We get the ball, come down, drive it down, get a little score before halftime. The momentum was with us. And I think that's when our team as a whole plays our best, is when we could complement each other. Defense steps up, special team steps up, offense steps up. When we're rolling like that, that's when we get into our rhythm. That's where we're playing at our best.
First 3 series of the game, no first down. Is that something that, what was going on the sideline between series?
Honestly, it was calmer than I expected. Guys weren't freaking out. It was a tough defense. We knew that going into the game it was going to be a grinder type of game, away game, coming off the weekend in West Virginia. There was a lot of things going against us, but guys stayed the course, and that's what you want to see with guys. Just, Fred said it, we're a resilient group, and when we play together like that, that's when we're playing good.
How much do you
To win
like?
a game so differently than what you did last week, what does that show you about maybe what you could do?
Yeah, I think that's the NFL for you, man. It's never going to be easy. Some weeks easier than others, but it's never. Even last week came down to the wire at one point. So it's just one of those. I don't know. When you can win different ways like that, I think that makes for a good team. I've been around this league for a little while now, and teams that can win different ways, and whether it's offense, defense, special teams stepping up, that's makes for a good team.
Couple more,
Do
please.
you enjoy the responsibility of being on your shoulders to do the quarterback sneak or to get the touchdown on a short yardage?
I think as part of being a quarterback, you gotta want that in the moment like that. Usually, I think it's more of a 2-minute drive type of thing as a quarterback. But whether it's quarterback sneak or 2-minute drive at the end of the game, I want my number called. I hope the guys are. I know that they're in it with me. It's just in the huddle there at the end, it was a pretty cool moment, just looking at each other in the eyes. And I don't know, we did it 3 times prior to that, and then we get an opportunity like that to close it out. It makes for a good ride home.
When you're on the goal line, are you considering last game and other stuff that you've seen? Are you looking over your shoulder to see if somebody else might be coming in and take that snap?
No. It is what it is, that whole thing. I think, I don't know, you can't worry about that too much. I'm thinking about so many different things out there.
It was on you at that point.
What do you mean, the goal line?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle calls a play, I'm rolling with it. So, it's one of those things you can only control what you can control, and the rest of it you try not to think about. And it's a football game. You got a lot of things going on in your mind. You're getting banged up and stuff, too, on top of that. So it makes for a good atmosphere.
Last one. The first half where you aren't using the timeouts, you're waiting till you get the next timeout. Is that all not something communicated to you? And what do you think about just that sequence where, I think you didn't start using timeouts until 40 seconds left or something?
Yeah, that's kind of just where me and Kyle, we've been in this thing together for a little while now, and kind of I know what he's thinking type of thing. We're both good in situational football like that too, and it makes for easy transition. Just some of it's being communicated, some of it isn't. But you know, I kind of knew what he was going for, just with the play calling, what he calls in. At the same time, you know, I'm thinking about the timeouts and stuff too. I know he controls it, but it's just you know, when we're meshing like that, and I think in situational football we do a good job of that. When we're on the same page, it makes us tough to beat, and you know, that was a good little sample of it at the end of the 2 minute there.
Thanks, Jimmy.
All right, thanks guys.